Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what is the top 5 fastest cars that you can buy under $10,000 in 2023. Alrighty guys, well in 2023, the market doesn't seem like it's changing very much. As you can tell, every single thing is stupidly expensive still. And nobody wants to spend 15K on your completely clapped out 240 with 4 different color body panels. But for some reason people are still paying that, and could you please stop? I do not like that. Which leads me to say right off the bat, we are taking out any Japanese cars that you think are fast for under 10K, because pretty much almost every single Japanese car is worth more than $10,000. Mostly because everybody is obsessed with the words and title JDM, and that somehow just slaps on a couple more grand on there. And yeah, people will pay it. But anyways, done with my stupid little rant here, but let's go into our list here. I'm going to start off with the slowest car on to the fastest car. So the slowest car on my list is going to be probably my favorite car on the list, being that I own one. And that is going to be a 335i. The 335i that I'm talking about is anything with a N54 in it. Basically, if you can find a 135i too under this, that would also be on my list as well. But for some reason, everything is going up in price for these even before the whole pandemic. Before, when I paid for my car back in, I have no idea, like maybe 4 years ago. Back in the day when I paid for it, I thought I way overpaid for this car, but it was also all-wheel drive, and it had the 6-speed manual transmission, and it had the brown interior that I wanted, and it was a pretty low miles. But yeah, it was everything that I wanted. Right now, that would be considered a really good steal. But anyways, the 335i comes with a 3-liter inline-6 twin turbocharged N54. This car comes with 300 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. I know it doesn't sound like much, but also this car will make about 500 horsepower to the crank with just $1,500. I made a video about that, and I will post that down in the description below if you want to look at that. But anyways, these cars can still be found under $10,000, and it will just have to cipher through them. They're most likely going to be automatic for some reason. The N54 transmission that comes in those cars that are manual are pretty beefy, so they're starting to get up in price. But anyways, now let's move on to our next car, and this car is going to be an American car, and so I know a lot of you guys are going to love that, yee brother. And it's going to be naturally aspirated, because I know you love that, and that is going to be the C5 Corvette. The C5 comes with a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V8. It's going to be producing 345 horsepower and 350 foot-pounds of pure American torque. And as I'm making this list, this might actually be up higher in the list in terms of speed, but in terms of horsepower, this is number 2 on there. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because this car is pretty darn light. It comes in at 3,200 pounds. Good job on you, America. But it also is one of my favorite looking cars on this list as well, being that it has pop-up headlights, and I love pop-up headlights. And also the rest of these cars are pretty thick, and that's going to be thick with a big old K. Hey guys, I would just want to take a break in the middle of this video just to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and also if you liked it so far, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up, and also comment what you want to see more of down in the comments below. Now back into it. Our next car on the list is going to be another German car, and you can find these even lower than $10,000. And that is going to be the Mercedes S550. The S550 comes with a naturally aspirated 4.4 liter V8, making around 382 horsepower and 391 foot-pounds of torque. Being that it's an early 2000s Mercedes, yes, you'll have your electrical problems, but it's not as bad as our very last car that we're going to be talking about, but it has the most power, so stay tuned. But nonetheless, this car is pretty fast for today's standards, and also it's a Mercedes V8, which sound way better than all the other German competitors. BMW. But anyways, this is going to bring us on to our fourth fastest car on the list, and that is going to be another American car, and everyone's going to think that you're riding around in luxury if you're in America. Even though I don't think they sold these in other countries, I don't know. I don't know much about these things, okay? But it's going to be the Cadillac CTS-V. The 2004 to 2007 Cadillac CTS-V comes with a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V8, and I believe this is the LS6. I'm not too caught up to terms with all my terminology of you LS boys. You guys are a different breed. But stock, this thing is making 400 horsepower and 390 foot-pounds of torque. But like I said, Americans think that these are the most luxury vehicles you can buy, and none of that German crap and all them foreign suckers. But yeah, everyone will be thinking that you're just rolling around in dough. So if you want to impress a girl's grandfather and they see you driving around in a caddy, they'll be like, man, that's a classy young man right there. You better marry him up. And also, if you end up being broken down on the side of the road, you can stop by your nearest auto parts store and they will most likely have everything to rebuild the whole car, basically. Parts are readily available and cheap. Even though I'm talking down on this car, it's actually pretty fast, and it's probably our most reliable vehicle on the list. But talking about our most reliable vehicle, we will move on to our most unreliable vehicle, and it's also probably the cheapest car that you can find on this list as well. And that is going to be the Mercedes E55 AMG. This thing comes with a 5.4 liter supercharged V8. This thing's going to be making around 469 horsepower and 519 foot-pounds of torque. And you can be doing this all in style while you have your heated and cold seats warming up your butt, freezing your butt, only if they're working, because this thing has a bunch of electrical problems like every single German car in the early 2000s. You can even ask my bikes that are in the early 2000s, sucky electronics. They try to kill you. But that's why it's probably the cheapest vehicle on our list, and also it's the fastest, so you pick and choose whatever you want. If you want a almost 500 horsepower car for, like, I think you can find these almost around $7,000, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, you're gonna probably have to deal with some electrical problems. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and let me know what other videos you want to see down in the comments below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time.